Well, I am Dr. Kenya Walker, and before purchasing the Challenge Island franchise in February of 2014, I started my career as a high school English teacher and then went on to become a middle and elementary school assistant principal. The last role that I had before the franchise ownership was an assistant vice president overseeing college readiness programs statewide at the University of Texas at Austin. And so that is where I really became excited about STEM and STEAM, and when I saw the Challenge Island franchise in my research, I thought that it was very innovative. I'm all about student engagement and them having a lot of fun with learning, and so that is really how I came to Challenge Island, and I'm really enjoying what it's done so far for the students. The schools really enjoy Challenge Island. I think that what they like about it most, and not just our public schools, but our private schools and rec centers as well, is that there is a really big push for STEM, but also STEAM. Many of the schools ask about STEAM. So if I went in previously and I was saying STEM, then they would ask about, well, what about the A? You know, what about that STEAM component? Do you have that as well? And of course we do. And so we're also cross-curricular. We have several different thematic units, historical, you know, there's scientific, there's language arts, and so it is really a very comprehensive program, and schools really enjoy that because they see it as being aligned with what they are tasked to do in their schools with regard to Common Core and other standards. The first thing that I think that students are really learning, certainly in addition to the academic component that they may or may not even realize that they're getting, and using those critical thinking skills throughout every lesson, they are also learning how to do that as a team. Many of our students have not worked in teams, or they don't know how to work in teams well, and so the cooperative learning aspect helps the students to feel more at ease with the content and with the engineering components, with what they're being asked to do. They do it so much better in a team, and when they work well together, they meet the challenges, they get a lot more done. They know how to go back and test their designs and work together to realize if it's not working, what do we need to do as a team to push it forward, because that's really how the world works. You know, we work well together and collaboratively. I certainly believe that Challenge Island addresses 21st century skills a long time ago. When I was doing graduate work to become an assistant principal, I was really introduced to, you know, what is that? What is that? What does that really mean to have 21st century skills? And our students are doing that. You know, they hear about the STEM, what is that? What is an engineer? You know, how do we work well together? There's math involved. And so the students are doing a lot in one lesson that it could even take them, you know, a whole year to get that type of experience in their classrooms. They're doing a lot just in one lesson. And they're learning a lot. They can relate to it, and even with the historical background, it's so interesting to them. For instance, with Mythology Island, you know, some of them haven't even really touched on that in school yet. However, they're learning about it in Challenge Island before they, you know, even approach it in class. And so I think certainly the cross-curricular component of Challenge Island addresses those 21st century skills on target. Wow. I think what makes Challenge Island a leader among programs like it is that there's innovation. You know, the students are really exposed to many different skills in just one lesson. They are integrating so much. It could be engineering, it could be math, it could be physics, it could be chemistry, and so and it can also have a historical component to it as well. And so I really think that because Challenge Island pulls in so much and does it so seamlessly, that it does make it a very unique program, and a leader, a model for others to emulate that are like it.
What skills do you believe a successful Challenge Island franchise owner should have?
Definitely, with regard to, in my experience, startup. Startup is very important. The timeline for when a franchisee comes into the business, there's building relationships, marketing, knowing how to reach your audience is very critical, because schools are waiting for programs like Challenge Island, and they want them to be unique. And you know, what excites me the most is when I go to a brand new school and they say, well, we already have STEM, but do you have it like this? You know, do you have STEAM? And do you have a cross-curricular approach? And are your students doing hands-on, interactive, engaging learning that entire hour? Because that's what Challenge Island is. And so definitely being able to understand how your product is different from the rest and how to sell that to a number of different stakeholders to be able to be successful.